Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to our channel and thanks for logging on. Today we're discussing the IWC Aquatimer chronograph Cousteau Divers Limited Edition of 2500. You can see this automatic winding Jacques Cousteau themed IWC and purchase it on our website. Subscribe to our YouTube channel if you enjoy these videos, and please click on the card in the upper right hand corner of the screen at any time during this video to see our full listing for this watch, with additional accessories included, high resolution images, and naturally full pricing details. Now on my wrist, 6 1/3 inches, 16 centimeters in circumference, you can see that although this watch does touch on the nostalgic memory of Jacques Cousteau, Le Commandant, and his underwater world, it is nevertheless a very modern, oversized sports reference. 44 millimeters across the round of its stainless steel case. It's not excessively thick, but it does feature an outward flared cantilevered bezel, so its thickness of 15 millimeters plays a little bit thicker than a conventional 15. Now from lug to lug, the watch is quite manageable, 51 millimeters from lug to lug, and it does have a little bit of effective camber to it, such that the lugs thrust down so sharply as they exit the flank of the case that they do sort of wrap themselves around your wrist, and this strap doesn't have the unfortunate quality of many other integrated thick vulcanized rubber straps that want to flare out. This one actually matches the curve of your wrist quite nicely, so even if your wrist is smaller than mine, say as small as 14.5 centimeters in circumference, you're going to be able to wear this watch easily. Now it is a beautiful strap and very substantial. You can see tapered with a central spline to give it a little bit of definition, a strong character line, IWC marquee on both sides. It's also nicely relieved on the underside so that sweat, moisture, grit, even sand can easily escape the wrist on a hot day and during periods of activity. You'll also note that it doesn't feature the quick release system of the most recent Aquatimers, but it does feature a quicker release system such that you can push that tab and you can slide the pin through. You can actually do it with two toothpicks quite swiftly without risking the finish of the watch using a jeweler's tool or screwdriver. And it's paired with a traditional pin buckle faceted with the IWC marquee for easy on-the-fly adjustments. Beautiful combination of polish and satin finish. No detail overlooked, and the bottom line is even the case of the watch features a nice contrast of finish with satin elements on the hoods of the lugs as well as the flanks of the case, and a thin layer of polish about the bezel to give it a little bit of luster. Now moving inboard to the dial, you can see where a great deal of the Cousteau-themed content comes. IWC has a number of long-term affiliations with the Laureus Foundation, Mercedes-Benz AMG, Jacques Cousteau, the Galapagos Research Station. It seems like, well, in addition to the Antoine de Saint-Exupéry Foundation, IWC has a lot of long-term themed relationships that inform special editions within their model lines. The good thing, though, is that they're all sincere and long-running, none more than the Cousteau, which essentially takes the aesthetic of Jacques Cousteau's signature colors, the reddish orange and the blue, and transposes it onto a series of sports watches. Most notably, in this case, the reference IWC378101. Now, the dial does have an immense amount of depth in addition to color, and you can see just how dished it is. That's because it has an internal rotating bezel, much like the original IWC Aquatimer reference 812 of 1967. And there's a clever actuation function here, inasmuch as the unidirectional ratcheting crown that controls the internal bezel also acts, and you can see this to good effect, also acts coaxially as the reset trigger for the chronograph. Now the watch is practical, fun-loving, very versatile, and very durable, with 120 meter water resistance. That thanks to a screwed-in caseback blazoned with the image of Jacques Cousteau amid a sea of fish. Jacques Cousteau taking you to school, so to speak, pun intended. The bottom line is that the watch is a rather upbeat, fun-loving, jovial sporting reference. It doesn't have any of the grim gray or black on white look of a conventional diver's watch. This one is exuberant, and in many ways that's the best way to regard the memory of Jacques Cousteau and the ongoing work of the Cousteau Foundation, because the sea is nothing if not colorful. Now the watch is powered by an IWC caliber 79320, effectively a Valjoux 7750, but immensely improved. 31 joules, far more than the 25 to 27 typically associated with the Valjoux 7750. It has IWC's own regulator regulator, train wheels, barrel and mainspring, as well as IWC in-house adjustment and regulation. Effectively, most of the content, the engineering content of this watch, is now IWC. And of course, it features all of the virtues of the underlying caliber, such as hacking seconds. When you pull the crown to extremity, you do stop the balance, allowing precise synchronization to a known accurate atomic clock or your dive timer. The watch also features a quick set for both the day and the date, with 120-meter water resistance, a large case that nevertheless wears on a broad range of wrists, a versatile aesthetic, the day date and chronograph functions. This could very easily be your only watch. Automatic winding with a 44-hour power reserve. This really is the total package, and if you just happen to be a Chicago Bears or Mets fan, all the better. You can see this IWC Aquatimer chronograph Cousteau Divers limited edition of 2500 and purchase it on our website.